You're watching The Capitolist, and I am still Brian Burgess, and Howard, my producer, and we have 29 days to go. Can you believe it? I know, right? I'm geeked. I always look forward to Sine Die. It's coming up. But we have 4 weeks to go, 29 days left in legislative session. And for those of you who are watching this, like my parents,
right.
There's a Latin term called Sine Die.
Sine Die.
That's the day everybody that works in this sort of process really looks forward to. It's the day that they drop 2 hankies and a lot of ceremonial stuff, but it's the day that the legislative session ends.
Goodbye.
Sine Die.
Sine Die.
That's what we look forward to, the
Yes.
end. But what that also means is there's only 4 weeks left to spend $85 billion.
$85 billion. I'm open to help, by the way. If anybody needs help on where to put that money, I can tell you.
It explains a lot about why people in Tallahassee around this time of year start to get a little bit antsy, a little bit grouchy.
Right.
There's a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah.
$85 billion. For example, one of the things that this House and the Senate are going to negotiate over, which means fight in nicer terms, is affordable housing trust fund
Right.
sweep.
Sure. Yep.
There's like a $300 and something million in the trust fund, and the House, I think, is proposing to sweep a good chunk of that out of there and use it for other things. This is an account where, like, if you buy a house or whatever, a certain percentage of that sale goes into this trust fund to help pay for affordable housing. So I think it's been in place for 25 years. Just about every year they sweep some chunk of it out and use it for other purposes, but it's always a fight. Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. That's just one of the many areas of fighting, and it explains why our friends Chris and Katie kind of have a lot of pressure on them this time of year.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And I think later we're going to talk to them about where we're not matched up in terms of the Senate, the House, and the budget, and see where we're going to see the most friction these last few weeks.
There's going to be some friction. There always is.
There always is. It's just you got to match it all up. From what I understand, the bottom line is the same. It's just where they're going to spend.
Yeah,
in between, there's
going to be some negotiation. They have what's
fighting.
called the conferences, and the conferences meet, and they sort of negotiate. Okay, well, we'll meet you halfway. Then they have to send the bills back and forth. And
big dorks like you like to watch that, though. You like to pay attention and see where's who and what's what and all that.
I'm more of a big picture guy.
Yeah, I just like to listen to you talk about it.
So last week, one of the things that Katie brought up, speaking of her, was Representative Broder.
She picked him as a winner.
She picked him as a winner, right? I think we figured out why. Why she picked him.
Well,
because
he froze the Department of Health in terms of their salaries. Right, okay.
He threatened to freeze their salaries if they didn't figure out what to do on medical cannabis, which is,
medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana debate. He said, we're just going to not pay you if you guys can't figure this thing out.
Don't drag your feet.
We know why they're dragging their feet.
Oh, do we?
Yeah,
I'm already laughing. I don't know why.
We have footage. We've got footage of what it was that maybe caused them to say this. Roll it, Sam. Can you roll that?
Oh.
We're here. Oh, come on,
I would just like to point out for the record, no, we don't have footage.
That's real footage.
That's not real footage.
That's actual footage of a Department of Health van.
Oh my goodness.
No, we caught that on the street. Sam and I were out there doing another one of our busted segments, and that's what it was.
That's what you came across?
That's what we found.
That is pretty funny, though.
Those guys were getting out.
It would explain
going back
a lot.
to work after lunch.
It would explain a lot.
They're not getting anything done over there. Now we know why.
It's nap time.
Representative Broder is right to cut their pay if that's really what's going on.
I just need to cover us here. That's not what's going on.
You're not my lawyer.
I don't want to be in the lawsuit, though.
All right.
Right.
Another big topic we're going to talk about is the big debate between...
Big debate.
Yeah.
Richard Corcoran and
Richard
Andrew Gillum.
Corcoran and Andrew Gillum. Now, I'm not saying I'm backing Corcoran in the governor's race, but in this debate, Corcoran's my guy all the way.
You think so?
He's gonna clean Gillum's clock.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to clean Gillum's clock. I think Andrew's going to stand up and fight for this. He's very passionate about it.
Of course he will, but he's just wrong.
But see, it doesn't matter. It's a debate. This is opinion. There is no right or wrong.
I can't wait
We're
to
talking
hear
this
what
out.
justification Mayor Gillum gives for wanting Tallahassee, I guess, to be a sanctuary city for,
and to have them throughout the state,
illegal immigrants.
And to have them throughout the state of Florida.
It's just not a winning position to start with.
So here's my thing about that, though. Again, we can debate it, but Richard Corcoran and Andrew Gillum are going to. Here's the only thing I would suggest right now. This country is made up of people who once upon a time were illegal aliens.
We'll come back to this.
Is it a fact? Yes or no? Is it a fact?
We're going to
yes
come back to this at the end of the show.
Is it a fact?
In a minute.
Yes or no? Yes.
In a minute. Yes, I love being right always. Anyway, we're going to come back. First, we're going to talk to Chris Dudley and Katie Webb, our resident experts, on exactly what's happening within the legislature this time of year and pick their winners and not losers. We don't do the losers
We don't
here.
do losers
We only
here.
do winners.
Only winners.
Right, only winners on our show.
That's right.
And we'll talk about that and a few other things right when we come back after this message.
Today, innovation alone is no longer enough. For more than 120 years, the people of Harris have been going beyond innovation, challenging preconceived ideas, pushing technical boundaries, disrupting business models, inventing entirely new solutions, and anticipating new possibilities. The result isn't just innovation, but affordable innovation. Innovation that helps our customers conquer their biggest challenges, that improves lives and increases personal safety across a wide range of markets and industries, and in some of the world's harshest and most demanding environments. Come explore the technologies that are transforming the way our world connects. It will change the way you think about innovation forever. Harris, technology to connect, inform, and protect.
Axio Salt Spa and Juice Bar is the perfect place to begin a new you. Start with the Salt Room experience with Himalayan salt infusion to leave the stress behind, and move to the Salt Chamber to take your reliefs to the next level. We offer massage and facials as well as a complete line of Eminence products to treat your skin. Finish your treatment with an organic juice or smoothie from our juice bar. Axio Salt Spa and Juice Bar, the perfect place to get your relief from the inside out.
And welcome back. We are here with our resident experts, Chris Dudley from Southern Strategy Group and Katie Webb from Kolodny Fass. And I'm so much better at saying both those names now that I've rehearsed it. We've got like almost 15 or 16 episodes in now, I think. Many hours of coverage. Want to talk today about sort of where the fault lines are between the Senate and the House in the legislative session. We've got just a few weeks to go, and the fault lines are emerging. There's going to be some tectonic shifting going on in the next few weeks. Where do we see those fault lines happening? Chris, I'll leave with you.
Sure. We're getting down to the last 4 weeks of session. So as we kind of describe it in the business, the funnel is getting more narrow, and the issues are magnifying a little bit. I think the gambling bill is going to really be the focus this week, and the House and Senate have taken fairly different approaches on it. I think you see the House with a little more scaled back, limited focus, and you see the House, or the Senate bill, which tends to be a little bit more of a kitchen sink approach, trying to help everybody in the industry. So I think that'll be a battle that we see.
A lot of intense lobbying going on both sides.
Sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. Katie, what do you have? Fault line.
Well, as Chris mentioned, this is that time of session where things start to funnel and slow down. And what we're going to see a lot of work on this week, I believe, is the budget. They basically both passed their budgets last week under a lot of debate, and there are some pretty significant differences, not necessarily in the bottom line number that each chamber has said that they think the budget ought to be, that the state ought to spend, but in how they spend that money. And one of the top priorities, as we all know, of the Senate presidents is higher education funding, and then you've got that juxtaposed against how the Speaker is funding K through 12 and some of his other education proposals that are related to that. So I think that as they look to negotiate the big differences between the education budgets and how they actually spend that money, we're going to see a pretty significant debate between the chambers.
I think there's affordable housing sweep. That's a big issue between the two. I think the House maybe sweeps some of that money, over $100 million. Is that right?
182 million.
$182 million. And so that's obviously, there's going to be some play there one way or the other. And how that works its way out is going to be fascinating these coming weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to come back in a minute and we'll talk about winners of the legislative session, and then we'll maybe talk a little bit of politics and campaigning. We'll be right back after this.
Whether you're building a new home or remodeling your current home, at Brian Barnard's Flooring America, we can help you achieve the look you want at the prices the box stores can't compete with.
For hardwood, carpet, tile, and rugs, for any area in your home, we'll take your design ideas and turn them into reality.
From all the floors in your home to the walls in the kitchen and bath,
We have the right products at the right price with exceptional service and installation.
Brian Barnard's Flooring America,
Where friends send friends.
Today, innovation alone is no longer enough. For more than 120 years, the people of Harris have been going beyond innovation, challenging preconceived ideas, pushing technical boundaries, disrupting business models, inventing entirely new solutions, and anticipating new possibilities. The result isn't just innovation, but affordable innovation. Innovation that helps our customers conquer their biggest challenges, that improves lives and increases personal safety across a wide range of markets and industries, and in some of the world's harshest and most demanding environments. Come explore the technologies that are transforming the way our world connects. It will change the way you think about innovation forever. Harris, technology to connect, inform, and protect.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
At Cabela's Salon and Spa, we love clients like you. Cabela's has the most talented beauty industry professionals in Midtown Tallahassee. Ranked as one of the most popular salon and spas, Cabela's combines an elegant environment with warm and welcoming customer service. Cabela's is known for impeccable hair care expertise, from innovative cutting techniques to the latest trends for color. Cabela's is the place to go for Halo Couture hair extensions and luxurious Brazilian blowout treatments. All of our stylists are highly trained, creative, and committed to understanding the needs and desires of our clients with a focus on maintaining the integrity of your hair. As a full-service salon and spa, Cabela's offers luxurious manicures and pedicures and waxing services, as well as eyelash extensions, microblading, skincare, spray tans, and of course, massage services. Make an appointment and discover why you belong at Cabela's Salon and Spa.
And we are back and want to talk about winners of the week. And we've got a couple of interesting picks, I think. Chris, we'll start with you. Who's your big winner? Who's emerging this week as someone who's making some moves?
Well, I'm going to stick alphabetically to the Bs in the Senate again this week. Rob Bradley.
Well, we say that because we had Benequisto last week.
Yep.
And we also had Brodeur last week.
Right.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
so now we have.
but Bradley is this is his fifth year in the Senate. He's got a huge Senate district that essentially goes from Clay County all the way west across the state. But he's done a great job taking over from Senator Jack LaValla. I think his colleagues, he has really risen in the minds of his colleagues as a real statesman. I mean, he has a very Jim King-like personality. He's very affable. He's very smart. He takes his job seriously, but he's approachable, and He doesn't carry an ego with him, and I think he's really risen in the minds of his colleagues as a great chairman and leader of the Senate.
Well, we'll see. He's got 4 weeks to close it out
He
here. Let's
does.
see if we can bring it in for a landing.
He does, and he will.
All right. Katie, who do you have?
Well, Chris's pick is a great pick.
He's got
he definitely.
bees. He's in the bees. So
I'm-
you can go from the bees, but you can't go far.
My pick is Corcoran and Gillum. They've got two winners, I suppose.
All right.
They have a debate this week. Had a debate this week.
Sanctuary cities.
Right. Well, that's a huge
Corcoran
hot
threw out a
topic.
challenge, right?
He did.
And Gillum said, "Yeah, all right, I'm down." Or maybe maybe Gillum threw down the gauntlet and said, "All right, I'll battle you."
Well, and good for them for putting themselves in that position where they can get out in front of the public, have a spirited debate. And you've got two people who statewide probably don't have a lot of name ID.
Well, there's no probably about it. Now, they had polling came out, and like I think it was 70% of people don't know who Corcoran is still. And I'm not sure what the number is on Gillum, but I know it was also very small compared to some of his opponents in the primary.
Right.
So,
So
yeah.
I think it's great that they've put themselves in a position where now they're going to be in a place where they're getting earned media.
Yeah.
I think it's smart for both of them.
It's going to be a solid week of headlines for just from that once, just from the single event. So yeah, good stuff.
I love Katie's choice too. I mean, it's the politics of old, the Lincoln Douglas debates where politicians got up and they actually debated issues and talked about them. It wasn't social media, it wasn't TV ads. They were really tackling the issues, and good for them. I think that's a great choice.
And next week we'll be able to talk about sort of who's winning the fundraising battles, because this week we've got the reports coming out, and a lot of the analysis will be coming out, and we'll be able to kind of look and see just how much money Corcoran's really going to need, Gillum is really going to need compared to those folks he's running against, and will those debate headlines be enough? We'll find out. But also very good picks, and we'll be back right after these messages. Thank you both for joining me on the show today. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Cabela's Salon and Spa is your best option for hair care, but it's also the best option for body care with a luxurious massage with our certified and licensed massage professional, Tracy. Come to Cabela's and enjoy a relaxing experience that increases blood flow and circulation, flexibility, helps with mood, and improves sleep patterns and hormone levels. Sessions can be tailored to avoid or focus on specific areas. You belong at Cabela's.
Whether you're building a new home or remodeling your current home, at Brian Barnard's Flooring America, we can help you achieve the look you want at the prices the box stores can't compete with.
For hardwood, carpet, tile, and rugs, for any area in your home, we'll take your design ideas and turn them into reality.
From all the floors in your home to the walls in the kitchen and bath,
We have the right products at the right price with exceptional service and installation.
Brian Barnard's Flooring America, where friends send friends.
Every morning the sun rises in our fair city. A while later, Chris, the late riser, wakens for a day of work and involvement in FSU and community, serving Tallahassee as he has for years. Across town, Brother Peter, the early riser, has already turned on the lights, checked itineraries, and game planned with loyal employees who've been showing up every day for decades. And as the day rolls into business mode, the brothers orchestrate what has come to be recognized as Tallahassee's premier auto dealership, your car dealer, Kraft Nissan.
So, big debate last night. I want to talk a little bit about that with you, Ann.
Sure.
It was a debate between Andrew Gillum, mayor of Tallahassee, and
Richard Corcoran.
Richard Corcoran, Speaker of the Florida House. The two duked it out over the issue of sanctuary cities, and it was a spectacle. Honestly, it was.
Yeah.
It was one of these things where it was like, you wait for football season to start, and you finally get that preseason game. And
Right.
It's like a meaningless game.
Sure.
But you want to watch it anyway because
You
you're just
do.
starving for some football.
Right.
Same thing. The room was packed. Our friends over at the Florida Internet and Television hosted it.
Right.
It was a fabulous job, flawless broadcast, and it was all on Facebook Live. But they had it on a giant, 100-inch
Right.
screen, or maybe 4 different screens of, I don't know. It was huge.
Very well done. Good.
And it had a huge crowd on hand, all mostly reporters, but they had Spin, they had Bascom from and her team, Kate and his team. It had all the hallmarks of a real live general
Made you
election
giddy?
debate. Well, it's been like 8 years since I've
You're a political dork.
participated
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah,
And,
political dork.
that was
Love
fun.
it.
It's always fun to go to the debate when I did it with Rick Scott. It was
Sure.
like it's a big atmosphere. It's very
American, I think.
Yeah, it's good for
American.
democracy.
Yeah, it's democracy.
But the debate itself, I think, who do you think won?
I would call it even. I don't think anyone won. I don't think anybody lost.
Well, Richard Corcoran cleaned his clock.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You know why he cleaned his clock? Because he's right on the issue. That's the only reason. But both guys won. I agree with you. Both guys are winners.
So it's an opinion on your part that Richard Corcoran won.
It's a fact.
You agree with him on the issue.
Mayor Gillum's position is bankrupt. He wants to talk all day long about immigrants when the debate is not about immigrants. It is about illegal immigrants. And
I
Corcoran
disagree.
made that point.
His issue is this is about illegal aliens that will one day impact current immigrants who are legal to be here.
You said illegal, right?
That's
what
illegal,
Gillum wouldn't say.
but will eventually impact immigrants. But see, here's the other thing. You and Corcoran cannot talk about what it feels like to be a brown person in America.
Oh, you're going to play the race card on me now.
I am.
That's what Gillum did.
But see, he's right. He's right. He's got credibility in the matter. You and Richard Corcoran
because
do
his
not.
skin is brown.
Because his skin is
Give
brown.
me a break. That's the most racist thing you've said on my show.
And he's also
no, it's fine.
He grew up in Miami and had a very, very blue collar life
Okay.
where life was a little bit tough.
I'm not going to debate with you because you'll beat me probably.
I'm going to clean your clock.
You'll clean my clock. I don't have my talking points ready. I haven't been working on it.
We'll work on it.
But both guys won the debate just because they both hit all the talking points that they need to hit for their bases.
You said something else earlier before we started rolling. What did you say about both of them? Both of them were very
gubernatorial.
Yes.
If that's a word, gubernatorial.
Gubernatorial.
That means
both of
they're
them.
governor-like.
Right.
But they both came across well. They both had a good stature or good stage presence, and they both were obviously well prepared with facts, figures, statistics. Their communications teams did a good job. They had them prepped for the post-game spin room, so to speak.
Right.
It was a solid performance, and it was fun. It was a fun atmosphere, and it was just
I
a
agree.
good thing to do. It was fun.
It again, very American, very democratic. I loved it.
Roll a couple clips.
Okay, here we go.
It's good.
So we filed House Bill 9. House Bill 9 bans sanctuary cities from ever happening in the state of Florida. Basically, it's very simple. All it says is state and local authorities, you need to cooperate with the federal authorities, and if you have a criminal illegal immigrant in your custody, you have to hold them for just 48 hours until the authorities can come. That's all the bill does.
What this is about is an ad that the Speaker has chosen to spend $1.4 million across the state of Florida trying to convince Floridians that undocumented persons are either murderers or all-out intent to harm us. But in some ways, it's not just about that. It's also about who we are as a state and who we want to be, the kind of state that we want to leave for our children and our children's children. I believe one of the reasons that the Speaker chose not to have this debate in front of a live audience of people is because he didn't want to have to look in the faces of immigrants and of dreamers and try to defend his indefensible position. For those of you who are watching at home or wherever it is that you may be watching this evening, I want you to know that I'm not standing here today just for myself. In fact, I'm standing here today for every single one of you and anybody who has ever been told that they don't belong.
Gillum, I'll say it again. The only people who benefit from you and I jumping into the arena and having this debate are the people of the state of Florida, and my hat's off to you for doing so.
All right, so let me ask you this. Was there a Ronald Reagan moment for you in all of this?
No.
Me neither.
There wasn't a killer. There was a couple of good lines.
Sure.
And I felt like there was a couple of moments that could have been even better, but,
Right.
I think the Canada joke but the Canada remark by Gillum.
You wanted it to be a joke.
It could have been a really well done joke that made a point, but he just kind of missed that one.
Right.
But it's okay. I mean, it was no harm done.
Right.
But
I just don't think it's in his demeanor to throw a punch like that. Andrew doesn't do that.
Yeah, but that's part of showmanship in politics.
Maybe, but it's still he's still going to be himself while he's doing his thing.
What I liked liked the analogy that Corcoran made about when Gillum wants to talk about undocumented people. Mm-hmm. Corcoran made a point about comparing it to if he steals a car. He says, if I steal your car and the police pull me over and ask for proof of ownership, they're not going to declare me an undocumented owner of the vehicle. They're going to declare me illegally in possession of the vehicle. And that's all he's doing when he calls them illegal immigrants. Whereas the rhetoric on the left is undocumented people. Well, it's illegal. They're breaking the law, and that's Corcoran's point. I thought he made it. I thought it was a solid analogy.
I think I get it. I do. But at the same time, I think Andrew's point is there are plenty of people in this country who aren't going to travel around with all these papers that you would have to have. And I understand having family members in the country who are not citizens. I get it. It's a little bit scary. If this were to happen, if this goes through, it does.
I'm not sure it's scary to follow the law. It's just not scary. If you're in compliance with the law, there's nothing scary.
But does it not open up
the law.
Does it not open up
Nothing
opportunity for people to be possibly targeted, even if they are?
I mean,
it happens already. It's going to open.
It happens already. So what do you say?
Even more, I think. So it's an interesting debate. I'm glad they did it. And again, I don't think there was a clear, true winner.
Yeah, I think they're both winners.
Yes,
Just because they did it, because it elevated their profile, they both won headlines around the state. And that's what they're trying to do right now as candidates and potential candidates for governor. So.
Well, no, one is definitely a candidate. What's the other one doing?
Well, he's thinking about it.
He's thinking about
Corcoran's thinking about it. Gillum, I don't know that Gillum's a viable candidate just because he's extremely vulnerable on attacks and things. He's dealing with the mess here in Tallahassee,
right.
And I think opponents are going to just clobber him with that, even if he has no connection to it whatsoever. In politics, he's going to get clobbered with it. So I think that's a huge hurdle for him to overcome. I think Corcoran's big hurdle is still going to be money. He's going to have a hard time. I think Ron DeSantis, his challenge is also money. He's probably going to have a good message. He's going to have good support from the conservative sort of media environment, and the New York, as we like to joke around. He's in New York a lot, not so much in Florida. But I think he's going to get a lot of bang for that buck there. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. He's going to have to raise a lot more money to really close the gap to beat Adam Putnam.
Well, I think the other big problem for Corcoran, too, is the name recognition issue.
Right.
Obviously,
that's why today's a win. This debate makes him a winner, just because it does. Every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps. I completely agree. But yeah, so I guess for once we mostly agree. Mostly. I would say 80%.
I don't agree.
Well, I'm the winner here today.
She's a winner.
Let's agree on
We'll
that.
declare you the winner.
Yay!
Meaningless debate on our show. That's all we've got for this week. Thanks for watching.